Well, it's a beautiful day to be alive, but it is not a beautiful weather day. That is for sure here in Dallas.
No, it's been disgusting for the past couple days.
Yep.
Doom and gloom. Doom and gloom.
Well, appreciate everybody joining. Today we're going to talk about high converting lead magnets. And so this is something I love, and this is primarily why most of coaches come to us is to build out automated lead flows.
Hmm.
And of course, we do have 17 other different workflows, but most people need more leads. And so I'm going to talk to the person that is not afraid to post on Instagram. If that is you, it's time to step up to the plate or click next on the video. But if you're okay with posting on Instagram, let's dive into how you can actually speak to more people to get more people inside your business. So, first, I want to start off by saying too many times, and I've seen it a lot this month particularly, is that we post a lot of middle funnel content,
Hmm.
which is just value, 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 value. And in the beginning, you grow your social media by putting out stuff about you, about your personal brand, your dog, right? Your spouse, like where you lived, all the odds and end things that you shared from your personal life is what built your personal brand.
Hmm.
And just so we're clear, most of the people watching this doing any type of money don't use a business account to do so. Their profile picture is not their logo. Their content doesn't have their logo on everything. It's personal branding. So personal branding is really, really, really important. Don't lose it when you get caught up in the business. When you get busy, you start thinking about business. When you think about growing your audience in the beginning, you didn't think about business. You thought about, I'm just going to share my life. And we all go through this, like myself included, is that, hey, I'm going to hire people to help me do the thing. And then by me getting out of the driver's seat and putting somebody that I hired in my business, now everything becomes business oriented.
Hmm.
And it takes away from building the personal brand. If you look at like all the major brands out there, like let's use Rice for example, or like Young LA, like it actually has nothing to do with the products, nothing to do with the apparel. It's everything to do with the people a part of the brand who have personal brands.
Hmm.
Because if you're a salesy person, no one wants to really follow you. And so you don't have an audience, which means you're not valuable to the brand. They want people who suggest the product occasionally. Okay.
Hmm.
You want people that you can suggest advice to every now and then. And so what you want to do is goodwill, goodwill, goodwill. Not ask, 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 ask. So if you want more clients, I need you to take a step back so that you can take a step forward. Okay. Post less about your business, more about you. Now, when creating high converting lead magnets, this all stems from the type of content which you post and who do you help,
Hmm.
right? That's like one of the first things we see when somebody comes in, right? Is that we want to get their audience and their personal branding and their content and their lead magnets. Everything needs to be very streamlined. So, for example, I don't want to post bodybuilding content if I help general population people. I don't want my lead magnet to be something around food, and then every piece of content I post is me working out, right? It just doesn't align, it doesn't match. You want to have some congruency. And I always like to use this as an example because it's very niche. I'm a nurse, I post nursing content, I help nurses lose weight, and then I have a 7-step guide to helping nurses eat during long shift work. It's like everything is congruent. It all makes sense. The content about being a nurse is me actually like, what are the funny things that happen as being a nurse? What are the hardships of being a nurse? What's the reality? Show me the tears behind the scenes of where it's like the devastating things you see in the stories and the heartbreak. Like let people connect with your feelings. It's not just about nutrition and workouts. because that's not why they started following you. They started following you because you were a nurse and, hey, we're the same. I can relate, but I also want to be healthy like you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show up on this earth into all these patients like you do. But I need to see how you do it, not just what you eat and how do you work out, right? So again, you got to take a step back out of the business to take a step into your personal, which then will attract more people and help you grow. But now it also allows you to make a better lead magnet for those people. So, what is a high converting lead magnet? A high converting lead magnet is something that speaks to a specific problem and gives it a solution while at the same time generating another problem, right? So, for example, what we do as a lead magnet is that we show you 3 different funnels that coaches can set up for their businesses while showcasing you those things that you can essentially do. It also allows you to realize that you have other mistakes that essentially you have going on inside the business that you're unaware of. So we know a client is problem aware and we want to provide a solution or some insight on how to fix that problem, but also make them problem aware of something else they were not aware of. Great example. I'm going to set your macros for free. Other problem is how do I count macros? What food should I eat on my macros? How much processed food should I have on these macros? And should I have different macros on different days? What about training? And then depending on what your niche is, you can go more into a specific area of a problem once you have your macros set. But the idea is I'm solving a problem, giving you your macros, creating a problem by asking particular questions that make you go, I don't know, while creating another problem. So I add value and then extract another problem, which is all actually the same problem, but you think you need your macros set, and I know it's way more than just macros.
Yep.
But we sell them what they want, give them what they need to see the results that they have.
100%.
Right? So like one of the things that coaches say, like, I need more leads. You don't need more leads. You need better converting leads. Big difference.
Yeah.
You don't need more followers. I need somebody to help me grow my social media so I can grow my business. Wrong answer. You think that's what you want or what you need. However, if you converted the people that you have now, you wouldn't need any more followers. I don't need 100,000 followers to make 10 grand a month. Right? You don't need 100,000 followers to make 100 grand a month. You just need 100 people to purchase to pay you $1,000. Like, we can finagle the numbers however you want, but that's really what it boils down to. You just need a few people to pay you for something miraculous to happen inside your business. So when we create that lead magnet, it needs to solve a problem. What problem are you solving for somebody? Okay. One thing I love to use is a great example. I don't like using workouts 99% of the time.
Yep.
It works occasionally, depending on the audience, but I'm a person that goes to the gym quite frequently. Done 13 shows. I would say I'm pretty fit. I hover around 7% body fat, give or take. I don't need a coach, but I will take a free arm workout. You know who will also take a free arm workout? The 18-year-old me. The person that's not qualified. You know who's also not qualified? Me right now. Why? Because I don't need a coach. I still eat out of Rubbermaid containers, for goodness sake. I just don't need it, but I'll take the free workout. So you got to ask yourself, what do my clients actually need that only they need? Typically, nutrition or things around that realm are going to work better than workouts because workout is so universal. Also, when you give workouts, it doesn't create another problem. And you just say, I give you a 7-day workout that they're going to be able to do for the next 4 weeks over and over and over. What you've actually done is prolonged the period of when you get to work with somebody, when you get to ask them what their problems are, right? So what we want to do is give something that's instant satisfaction, right? With giving macros instant. Giving over 7 biggest mistakes, instant. Something that they can instantly go, ah, there's the light bulb I was looking for out of that thing. Not, I have to do all these things, then see if I got a result, yes or no, and then let me come back. Remember, too, that result in which they're going to get is determined on whether they're going to move forward with you or not. Right?
Yep.
If I give an arm workout to a guy, he can instantly go do the arm workout and or 5 days later on his arm day. That's if he remembers. He was like, man, that was great. Then he has to come back to you. It's a long stretch. If it's on losing weight and it's like a protocol to lose weight, they have to go attempt it and try it. Then that takes time. So it's more about what we're doing mentally with somebody, or they can get something that's tangible that makes a difference in the next 24 hours.
Yep.
Macros makes a difference in 24 hours because I can create a problem within 24 hours. Giving you a workout, I can't create the problem. Giving you a 6-week guide to blueprint to burning fat, I can't create a problem. You have to attempt it. And then accountability has to be lacked for me to actually create the problem. So what creates the problem when we create the awareness? Is that tracking? Is that making sense?
Yeah.
So I know you. I was really speaking to
Yeah.
them. You've heard me say this
I'm
a
at least
million
following.
times, right? So the idea, though, is how do we speak their language and what language they need to be spoken to? Like, for example, like how many great people say something? Like, I use Aristotle as an example. Half the stuff he says is over my head. I know that it's deep. However, he can't convey the message to me to go, oh, that completely makes sense. Shakespeare, beautiful, really deep, hard to comprehend. You know, this like 23 line, I forget what they're called, sonnet or something like that. I don't know. This long thing where it's like very profound, but it's over my head. It's like I need something that like strikes a chord within like that first glance. Something that's like, ooh, that's good. A grocery list, for example. Great. What's the problem? How much should I get of each? I know that these are the foods I should eat, but how much of the food should I eat? Oh, so like you mean to set your macros? Let's get on a call. So it's like you see a lot of people posting grocery lists. What that does is creates a problem. It gives you an instant tangible fix that now is like in your mind about becoming better and more fit. And then from there, you ask the questions followed up after they receive it. Do you know what you should eat off the list? Do you know how much you should eat? They're like, no. So are you not counting your macros? No. So what we did was created a problem, right? I give you your macros. Guess what you need now? The list. Creating another problem, a way for us to continue conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're making your content, it needs to speak about your lead magnet. I don't want to create content around fitness, but then and never talk about food, and then my lead magnet is a macro calculator. Like it just doesn't correlate. Because that's why you'll see like macro specialist people who post things about all this food. Their lead magnet is not a 6-week workout. It's not a morning routine. It's something that has to do with food because it needs to correlate. Talk about this all the time. Call it the trifecta. Trifecta is a combination between who am I speaking to, what's my content about, and what's my lead magnet. If all three of those things are the same, then essentially you're attracting that ideal nurse, right? Everybody's on one page.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm posting about workouts, macro calculator is my lead magnet, and I say I help people like feel their best, it's so vague that no one actually knows who you help and how you help them.
Yeah.
No one's going to join your lead magnet. But it's I help women overcome the all or nothing dieting yo-yo mentality. And then all your content is about, let's say, like the mental relationship that you have with food, the ups and downs, things that can trigger these responses in you. easy tricks and fixes to help you do X, Y, and Z around food. And then your lead magnet is seven silent triggers that send you into self-sabotage. I just made that up. That's pretty good. Douchebag jar. So if that's your lead magnet, then you're gonna have a lot of people go, well, like, I struggle with yo-yo dieting. These are content around yo-yo dieting. Obviously I'm self-sabotaging. Let me get the free lead magnet. And then conversation begins.
100%.
So whenever you create this high converting lead magnet, all you really need to do is I need to fix a problem that my ideal client has. While I fix the problem, how is it also going to generate another problem?
Mhm.
So getting leads is not necessarily always an issue. High converting leads, that comes more than just a lead magnet. It's one that speaks to your ideal client that's also creating another problem.
Yeah.
That's it.
One thing I want to like make apparent here as well. What you brought up in the beginning when it comes to, let's say, nurses as an example, to keep everything consistent. The post that Mike was talking about when it comes to posting more so quote unquote viral content in a sense of pulling in people. The reason why we want that trifecta is because you're going to be posting, let's say, problems that nurses typically arise, like happen with nurses, so that they relate to you. What that's going to do is it's going to pull people in, and then once they start scrolling, just like you guys do normally when you see someone new on Instagram, you go to their page and you start doom scrolling their page. People are going to do the same for you. And that's why you want everything in this trifecta, so that any new people coming in, and that's going to be the very top of the funnel, that's going to be the viral content, that's going to pull people into the funnel, which is going to be the middle of funnel content that actually speaks to your ideal client and helps them with the problem that you solve. So you do want a mix of everything, but you definitely want, you keep that trifecta in mind, but don't be afraid to post a little bit outside of that, so that the people that you're trying to attract will come to your page. Because if we don't post that top of funnel content, we're not going to be pulling people in, and we're just going to keep nurturing the people that we currently have.
I like
That's
it.
all I had to say.
I like it. Well, if you want to learn more about what these three different types of funnels that I led on in the beginning, if you'll actually go to, I'll actually put the link in the description below to the last post. Basically states is how we brought on 92 coaches in the last 9 weeks. I posted a few weeks ago. We actually brought on 129 coaches this quarter, Q1. Whoop whoop. On how to essentially implement these things. You'll go to that post, comment the word auto. We'll send you over the video training. Essentially going to show you what we do for AR coaches. Well, actually, I also have the link to that video down below as well, where you can essentially also see that. If you book a call with us, you will also get that as well. It's how important I think that is. But I appreciate everybody watching. I thought this was really great, and I kept it short. So I appreciate everybody. Think about it. The question you got to ask yourself today: what does my audience want and need? What's a problem that I can solve? And then what problem can I create at the same time as I solve another one? Something as simple as setting macros. And I appreciate you guys. If you found any value in this, like, subscribe, share it with another coach. That's has worth its weight in gold there. Appreciate you, coaches.
Yeah. Thank you guys
Thank
so
you,
much.
Felicity.
Of course. See you guys next Friday. And then end. Fabulous. All right.